What's up guys, welcome to my $10 to 10k grind challenge. This is gonna be a summary video. One of the reasons is I made a mistake, like zooming in on a table, not zooming out for over half an hour. But there are some interesting spots I wanna go through, and I put down some remarks on which exactly these are. So let's jump right into it. And so first of all, we start out with, let me show you, blah, 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 with a bankroll of €77.96. The graph looks horrible. Yeah, well, the thing is, we didn't have many chances to do much about it because there were so many instances where we were bubbling tournaments or just finishing second in a 6x, so we only got half the price, where we would win like 70% of the time. Stuff like this, normal variance, just annoying. And this for several sessions, as you can see here, which it looks horrible, the hourly rates. Yeah, but it is what it is. So we jumped into the session with a kind of good mindset, I think, and this is just poker. Sure, it also affected our gameplay a little bit, and there were some adjustments I made consciously. And it's not knitting up actually, it's like more clearly thinking about some spots. And I think one thing I did wrong kind of in the past is playing too tight, too scared, too passive in especially the higher multipliers, 10x, 20x, 50x, 200x. Sure, you increase your chances to bubble slightly if you're more aggressive, but you need to take advantage of the fold equity, and sometimes you need to flip. It's just how the game is. If we just knit it up and try to min cash, it will hurt our win rate in the long term. That's one of the things, just one of the things. But besides that, we still need the hold, the better hand and stuff like this. Yeah, so let's jump into it, see a little bit. So here you see my roll and the time, just for verification, blah, blah, blah. We took our daily freebie. I think in this episode, let me see, did we have... Yeah, we did have some nice multipliers, not crazy good, but quite good. So as you can see here, we started out with a 10x and a 6x. Let's see this spot first. Queens, like it's probably a very standard spot, but it's always nice to see queens, right? Yeah, min raising, I would never shove here 15 big blinds deep. We want to induce plays from bad hands, and we also want to get the big blind calls. Yeah, sometimes it makes it hard to continue playing, and sometimes we're getting sucked out kind of because they flop 2-pair and we can't fold our overpair, stuff like this, but on average you make money. So very easy call. I would, even if they both were all in, I would call queens here, probably even 10s plus. It depends a little bit on the players, but versus these random players, of course I'm calling. And what's gonna happen? Oh, I should put down the audio here, it's just confusing to have me talk double. Yeah, really nice spot, and we hold. So that's a good start to the session, I think. But let me jump in here a little bit. As you can see, like, wonderful, we have 3 6x and 1 10x, which is really good. And not many racks also, so that's also something to note. How many racks are there? How many players that just print money for you? So there's the spot here somewhere. Oh yeah, just up here, I just marked it down. Standard negative variance, I think. Yeah, so we just shove our kings, it looks weaker. With this amount of blinds, I think min raising looks quite strong. We get a call, which we're all super happy. We don't mind the second call. Problem is, even kings, like they have probably 60% or something here. Against 3 people, I mean, he doesn't really count here, doesn't have many chips, the big blind. Oh, actually we are big blind, right? Sorry. Okay, let's see that again. Ah, okay, that's more interesting. Getting a limp here, yeah, okay. What was the action? And a min raise, yeah, okay. We don't want to call, we don't want to see a flop too cheaply. You don't have to overthink these spots, just shove and hold. That's the plan usually. And we're getting called by ace-9 and 5s and checks. Yeah, the ace turns to up so often when we have a pair that's like in the middle between the ace and X card. But yeah, standard, not much to see here. I have an interesting spot where I wasn't sure if I should shove this, so it's 1930. Oops, sorry for the spoiler. Yeah, but still, you see he 3x's from under the gun, and we are on the cutoff. And I think I just jam against the player that I already marked as a bad player. It's ace-king. I mean, usually worst thing, you're flipping, rarely you're up against kings and aces. And then your equity really sucks. And yeah, we are up against aces, so spoiler if you already saw it. I mean, you could flat and play it post-flop, but I think actually you're losing money because some of the bad players would call with ace-queen or, I don't know, ace-10 suited or stuff like that. And then you're really missing on value, or king-queen suited. So yeah, I don't think it's a really mistake. It increases variance for sure. This is just cooler. It's nothing more. Anything else? 35. I am like, should I call ace-9 off? That's interesting. Okay. So first of all, this is our 20x where I zoomed in. We will pick a few hands from there. And so what's going on? Why do I have ace-9 call by 35? I don't see it. Ah, it was probably before. So I'm just writing something down here. Oh, I guess it was on another table. Yeah. So, well, let's just watch this one a little bit. Any interesting hands here? Okay, looks like we shipped this. Which is good. Nothing to see here. 20x. Good. Let's see. Okay, this seems interesting. So we're in the cutoff. And with him sitting out, I always want to open a7 so deep. Like, it's definitely an open from the, even any ace-x is an open from the button. We are effectively on the button because he's sitting out. Sure, you don't want to be exploited a lot, and a7 doesn't play well post-flop, and you can't call a 3-bet easily. But still, you need to steal the blinds even early on, and you can still achieve good stuff post-flop. So yeah, him min-donking. I have a backdoor flush draw, I have a backdoor straight draw. We have 2 overs to 2 of the cards here. I can't fold, never ever, in my opinion. I mean, you only see me playing... Oh, I'm actually raising. Interesting. I don't hate it because we can bet aggressively on a spade turn. The problem is he can still have some flush draws and he's never folding them here, because if he just calls here, that looks very flush draw heavy. Could be 4-5, maybe ace-5, ace-4, or just a jack, of course, that wants to see a safe turn, doesn't want to stack off on the flop. Yeah, the jack looks like scary at first, maybe, but in my opinion it isn't. Sure, we are either kind of dead, we are dead if he has the jack, or we could still be quite ahead if he has the flush draw, if he has the ace-5, 4-5 hand. So to this bet, I think there's no point in raising, unless you know he always does that, unless you have some read, like solid read. But I think this is just a flat. Yeah, I'm glad I flat here. I don't hate the raise on the flop, because with just calling a 1 big blind min bet, you're kind of giving him room to exploit you and turns that kind of kill your action. But yeah, so, and that's, yeah, some stuff comes arrives on the river, which is annoying because most of his semi-bluffs, like draws, have a pair now or already a straight. The only thing we beat is random Broadway and ace X, but for this sizing it's a very easy call. I mean, we're getting 1 to 15 or something, 1 to 16 I think it is, so... I could also jam, because this looks weak. Most players just would actually bet value very high, but I definitely, regarding ICM and stuff, prefer the call. Because you never know, would he even fold ace-5 here or 5-6? Probably, but you never know, so... And we are super lucky, like, winning this. This is probably the only hand that kind of makes sense to dong on the flop and call our raise that we win against, except for some Broadway with a flush draw. Yeah, Broadway with a flush draw, of course, can be there, or some, I don't know, 6-8 of clubs, no, of spades. Yeah, interesting spot. I mean, he's marked as a fish, so he's probably not a good player, but interesting spot. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Okay, against under the gun shove, folding big blinds, this is just a snap fold. We will find much better spots here. Maybe sometimes we're even ahead of flipping, kind of flipping against king queen or an under pair. But you don't need to take this spot, I think. I hope a fold. Yeah, good. What else is there? 4 deuce, blah blah. Checked and suited, a very nice hand. We want to kind of... We want to see a flop, but we can't. Okay, denied. Easy fold. Again. Yeah. 8-3. I wouldn't even try a steal here. Like, we are unblocking all his better hands that want to see a flop, would call our raise here, or even re-raise all in. So 8-3, and it doesn't really play post-flop. 8-7 suited. I would like to see a raise here, and then fold to a shove, of course. But yeah, music a little bit obnoxious, kind of cool, but let's skip ahead. Okay, what happens here? Okay. Five deuce, just folding. No reason to get totally out of line. If you were like 50 big blinds deep, sure, we can raise this, but not with this deck. Sevens. Yeah, sevens under the gun. It's kind of tricky a little bit. I wouldn't be sure what to do if he jams, or maybe he, because he's quite active. If he jams, we have to call. If he jams now, I'm gonna over jam and hoping he folds, because he probably has a hand with a lot of equity against our sevens. And there's a lot of money in the pot to be won, so we don't need 50%, which we probably have against this shoving range, or 45. We'd only need 30% around that. So, but he folds. This is a good flop for us. I don't want to give a free card, so I'm hoping I'm c-betting here. Not big, but maybe 1.8 big blinds, maybe even 2.2 against the fishy players. You sometimes need a little bit bigger bets. Yeah, 1.9 seems fine. Turn is still good. Sure, we can slow down. Of course, we have a problem if you're getting raised. I'm not sure what I would do, given that we have the 7 in hearts. It's probably a fold, like a horror fold. But just slowing down because he calls this super dry flop. We can't give him a 9 every time here, and deuce is probably not much in his range, hopefully. Yeah, so we get the fold, which is great, of course. 10-4 just folding. Let's skip ahead a little bit to the more interesting spots. King Queen suited here. So we are 20 big blinds deep, 21, yeah, and this is just a jam. The thing is, if we raise, we don't want to give him room to re-raise a hand that is flipping against us, or so he should maybe even fold some weaker aces here. I'm not sure if he does, but ace deuce, ace 4, ace 6, maybe he folds them, because that's not an ideal spot with these hands. probably, I don't know, it's definitely plus chip EV, but I'm not sure it's plus dollar EV to call a hand like ace-6 here. So, and of course king-queen suited performs fantastic against a lot of the things he would be calling here, like mostly any pair, ace-x, except against ace-king and ace-queen. And some Broadway that he probably doesn't call, like queen-check, queen-10 suited. Yeah, so just a jam. And we want to use our pressure, like the pressure we can put on these people. We are the big stack, which is something really to value now. We don't want to lose it, so we would maybe shove white still, but call very tight here. Because losing, even against him, like 7 big blinds is really bad for us. It puts us in a spot where we, again, in the middle of the pack, but right now we are in a very strong position and we want to hold that. Ace-9, I definitely want to raise, and I'm probably folding against any of these except for him because potters are just too good if he jams. Yeah, that's probably the plan. But you have to remember, these people, they won't be shoving too wide unless for some reason they are tilting or thinking they can exploit us. So raising these ace-9, even ace-5 here in the hand before is very valuable in my opinion. What else? Okay, skip. And we're on a direct bubble, and what does he do? Oh, he lost it with a better hand. Was it a pre-flop all-in? Yeah, it was a pre-flop all-in, so very bad all-in from him. We should probably mark that down. But he makes the straight on the river, lucky him. Now he has only 2 big blinds left. And he kind of survived with a strange 2-pair or what? Oh yeah, 2-pair on the flop. Still we're in a nice position. Finally he's out, so the massive bubble is gone. Now we should be playing for first. Yeah, that's definitely a play for first. Like on the button, ace-5 suited, 8 big blinds. It's just an all-in. Yeah, maybe it doesn't feel great, but actually it's very plus EV, even given ICM. I'm quite sure about it. I haven't checked the numbers in ages, meaning years. So, but king-6 here, definitely defending. It's a king after all. Seems like we checked it down to the river. Yeah, there's no reason in betting here. A ton of equity, king high usually isn't too bad either. And if you get raised here, that's horrible. Like, we have to fold our equity. That's usually spots where you have to fold against the raise. Your huge equity, you don't want to bet at all or give them the chance to raise you. So, yeah. I thought, like, should I bet and get him off an ace here? But then I decided, did I decide? I think I shouldn't. I mean, he will probably call me down with a check and a 10 easily. Yeah, but we're just lucky. He has 5 deuce, which he definitely should bluff, I think, on the turn already. And yeah, king 10, very close. I wouldn't mind shoving, but I also wouldn't mind folding. I think shoving is a little bit higher variance. Depends on his play. I see I considered there too, but yeah. I don't think we have to take these kind of marginal spots. I think it's marginal. Against players we probably are ahead of in our play. Ace check here. No way I'm folding, even though it's a 3x. I would say good luck us, and let's see. 3x, of course, usually is kind of strong. It's a strong hand, but we are just lucky and we hold, which is awesome. Gives us a really good spot to try and finish first. A7 suited, did I fold this? Yeah, this is very interesting. I mean, a shove here is plus chip EV. Problem is, I don't think it's worth it. Like, because if you lose, we are again kind of not in this strong position. We can, like, king 5 is probably better to shove in this spot, in this situation, than ace-7 suited. Maybe I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments, please, what do you think about this, but I like the fold here, because they can knock each other out, and they would call a lot of hands that maybe even dominate us, like ace-8, ace-7, 7s, 6s, stuff like that. So Jack 10 here. I'm hoping we can see a flop with this hand, but he just folds, which is even better. Ace King suited, of course, that's beautiful. Did you hold? A flip. Not a good flop, but a nice turn. Yeah. So we are heads up with a massive chip lead, which is nice. And we win. Just a flip and we win it. Yeah. So that's it. I actually want to skip to the end already and just show you the results. Hello. Where's the end? Okay, this is the end. Yeah, so it was one of our best sessions actually. We were up, I think, 12 euros or something. Let's see. Yeah, almost 12 euros. A fantastic session. I mean, winning a 20x, so 10x buy-in, of course, helped a lot. Other than that, we did run kind of okay, but not great. But definitely not as bad as we did before. Yeah, so what else? Leaderboard. Okay. Yeah, getting some points, which is good. This is our graph. Let me show you the graph again. Here it is. Finally a slight bump upwards. Yeah, well, I hope you liked this summary edition. Please subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment about some hands we played. And yeah, share this with your poker friends. Good luck at the tables and see you guys and girls very soon again. Bye bye.